Alright, so I wanted to go ahead and show you how to bring your template standards into another file if you wanted to update, say, the section heads or the elevation callouts or something like that. So um, basically what you do is you would have the file open where you wanted to bring in um, the template settings that you prefer, and then I'm just going to start a new project, or you could open a template, but I'm going to start a new project using my template settings. So I'm just going to go to new project, and I'm going to browse, and I'm going to go to where I save the template for a class. So, and I'm just going to use this template, and I'm going to click open, and I'm going to click OK. And so now I'm going to have two projects open, this guy and the original one. If I go back to the original one that I want to bring the standards into, I can go into the Manage tab, and I can go to Transfer Project Standards. So right here, and it will look at all the open projects. So we only have one other open project, which is that one I just started from the template. And I can go to check none, and you can kind of scroll through and see what you can get. Like you can get your color fill schemes. Just kind of go through here. If you want your call out tags, you can bring those. But some of the things you definitely might want would be your dimension styles, right? And just maybe you had some fill patterns that you made, some filled region types, that kind of annotation stuff, maybe some grids. But anyway, you can kind of go through here and read through what you might want. So level types would be like level heads. If you made new line patterns or line styles, you can get that. If you have additional materials that you want, you can pull that. And then just sort of go through the model text. But what you would definitely want, did I get elevation types, right? You would definitely want that. And let's go down and get section cuts. So section types, all sorts of things that you could bring in. Mostly I'm looking at annotation, but another thing would be view templates, right? And then click OK, and it'll start transferring those over, and it'll say the following types already exist in the destination project board are different. Do you want to overwrite the ones in here, or do you want to take new only, right? So you can kind of scroll through and see all of those, right? So if you overwrite, it overwrites with what's coming in. So I'm just going to overwrite, because I figure if I change them over there, then I want them changed over here. So now it's going to go through, transfer those project standards, and then I will have to go in and change. So you can see that it's updated all this. It did a little flash of an update, right? And if I come in, and let's say I wanted to change this building section to the type that I had, there's two options I have. I can go to edit type here, and the section tag, if I go into the section tag, I can actually change that, right? Because I now have all of my section heads. So I have like a section head arrow, right? And a section tail arrow. And so there's my section tail red, or so let's go ahead and do the arrow, or let's do the section head red, right? And then the tail, we'll get the section tail red down here at the bottom. And if I click OK there, and I click OK, it basically overwrites all of those. I could also come in, Control Z back to where that is the same. I could pick this, I could go to edit type, I could duplicate it, and I could name it building section red, and then update, right, this guy, duplicate this. I know this is, duplicate the head and tail family, and then change that to, right, my red section head and my red section tail. So it's just kind of up to you how you want to do that. So now that's actually a whole new type. We saved the original type. That's probably the better way to do it. And then you can select this, right click on it, and select all instances in entire project, and then go to the pull down and flip them all to the red. So now that no matter what view I'm in, those will all be the red, right? Like here's one I still need to flip, right? And that will flip out to red. You could do the same thing for these guys. So if I come in and look at the callout tag, whoops, let's go ahead and pick this guy. And if I go to edit type, right, the elevation tag, I can come in here, and instead of that I have a gray arrow, and click OK, and it'll flip that guy out for the gray arrow, right? So you would have to go in and update all of your different instances. The other thing you'll have is you'll have your view template. So if I go in here and I go to apply template properties, you'll see that if it goes to plan views, I now have my plan schematic, right? So if I apply properties, you'll see it'll go to plan schematic for the one that I had in my template. So you could use this as well, depending on what the best way is to get the properties you need. All right.